Prison, despite having 3 floors, is mostly hunted for -3 and sometimes -1, so let's find out how to team hunt Prison -2. The spawn is located in Roshamul, southeast of the depot, but in the case Roshamul is closed, which is normal in new servers, then you won't be able to access it, as it is part of the stage 3 of Roshamul. On a normal server, it's likely open, and then you can just head to the spawn. My recommendation for it is to set your residency at Roshamul, by the temple northwest of the depot. Then whenever you want to hunt there, go to the north and take the southwest gate, then cut down the grass around here and wait 5 minutes for it to grow back. Once it does, you can relog and then get teleported to the Temple of Residency. In this case, it will be Roshamul, and that will be the safest way to get there. This spawn has 3 different floors with a variety of creatures. I already covered -1, which is the simpler version, -3 is the most popular, and in this case -2, it's in a weird spot in between. The distribution of monsters for this floor is still of mostly Demon Outcasts and Dark Torturers, but less than in -3, and followed by Plaguesmiths, Betrayed Wraiths, and more Hellhounds. The last 2 are part of why this is the least preferred floor. Betrayed Wraiths are strong to ice and immune to other elements besides physical or holy, and besides that, they cast a strong paralyze and quite often at that, so they are annoying to deal with. Same with Plaguesmiths, also paralyze and often. Lastly, there is the Hellhounds, which can always do scary combos and should always be respected. All of that makes the floor worse than -3, but it is still viable. It could be harder on the mages because most of the pulls will be done trap style, with also the RP side boxing. For that reason, everyone needs to build defensively. EK and RP mostly physical and energy, and mages mainly energy, although some fire protection for the Hellhounds is good too. For offense, stick to avalanche runes, and also bring some wild growth runes and magic walls. But since the pools are trap style, it is slightly easier to set up and a lot more reliable. With that said, let's start the lap. From the stairs, go towards the southwest room. The druid NMS will lure the monsters near the entrance and go towards their spot on the northwest side of the wall. Meanwhile, as the Ike, go further down the room and bring most of it, while the paladin goes through the outside of the room and enters from the south to finish bringing the monsters from there. For this one, the paladin should stand to the north of the Ike, and the reason is you want to try and be on the opposite side of where the monsters stay. In this case, if he stands to the south, then most of the monsters outside of the box will attack him instead of me. Next up, go into the room to the left. Paladin once again goes from the south, while the rest of us comes from the north. Mages luring from the entrance and EK bringing most of the room. Then set up at the right side of the room, with this stone acting as one of the walls. Juggernauts should be killed optionally. You can, for the most part, just leave them there and finish on the next lap. Staying behind for them will lower the experience, but it also helps to slow down the pace and give time for people to fill their mana if needed. For the next pull, the mages go to the spot in the middle of the passage, while the EK goes straight north to lure monsters out of the room and to the spot. Meanwhile, RP does the same with the room by the northwest. This one usually stacks up on Hellhounds. For that reason, mages should use Mana Shield if they are directly in front of a Hellhound plus another outside. One by itself shouldn't be able to combo the mages, but 2 of them could, plus the rest of the damage also should be considered. Next pull is to the southwest room. EK goes to the south side of the room to lure most of it, while the mages bring the leftovers from the passage. RP also helps with that, or could try to lure extras from the left passage. Then after this, the next pull is quite far, which also lowers the experience a bit and is a downside of the spawn. You need to go to the north side, into the passage. The mages stop around the middle of both rooms, then RP and EK split the rooms to lure monsters out. Normally, like in this case, if a monster makes it into the wall spot and is on either of the mages, they should use Mana Shield. Next up, go all the way to the east and into this room by the right side. EK goes in and does a small lap to keep monsters away from the mage's spot so that they can set up easier, and once they do, go back and set up. By the way, whenever you're hunting trap style, the goal is to stand in front of the druid, because then you're able to always rest the monsters that could switch to him. But in exchange, there is also the risk of the creature in front of you also hitting the druid with waves or beams. In this case, that will be the Hellhounds, but that is part of hunting like this. Optionally, you could open up the trap further by standing diagonal to the druid, but that's usually for higher levels, regardless of the spawn, because the goal then is to fully side box with the RP, while also putting the mages to tank more monsters. Just be aware of that, as it is the logic behind this hunt style. and after that pull, you would be back to the first one, hence completing the lap. Hunting like this, our raw experience was of over 3.2kk without charms, so there is room to improve, but we also had good characters and higher level than recommended, so perhaps it will be closer to 3kk for you guys at first. Spoiler alert, it is worse than -3, but at the same time it should be easier to hunt, obviously compared to also sideboxing on -3, which I will cover as well, just like I have done for all of these different spots in this playlist, so click on them for more options to team hunt, and perhaps consider subscribing. Thank you for watching, and a special thanks to Tuna Hero, Night Star, and Turtle Slasher for their support of the channel.